Support for this program is provided by Sequent Planning, an SEC-registered investment advisor, helping people make informed retirement income decisions. Additional information is available at sequentomaha.com.
2 jail guards are charged in connection to the death of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein was on suicide watch at the time, and controversy has spread about the circumstances surrounding his death. Good afternoon, I'm Jay Bridgman.
And I'm Matt Kirkle. Coming up, we take a look at a former Marine and how he adjusts to civilian life as a UNO student.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
Two prison guards assigned to monitor Jeffrey Epstein were charged yesterday with conspiracy and filing false records in connection to the night Epstein died in prison. The guards, Tova Noel and Michael Thomas, were charged 3 months after Epstein was found dead in an apparent suicide in a federal detention facility. The multimillionaire was awaiting trial on charges accused against him of operating a sex trafficking ring and paying girls as young as 14 for sex. On the night of Epstein's death, the guards failed to complete the required counts of prisoners every 30 minutes. Instead, they were found sitting at their desks, browsing the internet, and even watching sports news, and apparently fell asleep, according to the indictment. The investigation of Epstein's crimes will continue.
Twitter has announced that they will be banning all paid sponsorships and advertisements globally in the lieu of the 2020 elections. However, Facebook has not taken any action on what is being posted on their site. Twitter reportedly made $3 million in the 2018 midterm elections through advertisements, while Facebook racked up $284 million. Both platforms, notably Facebook, have been under fire for not cracking down on fake news. Both political parties have expressed their take on the issue.
And so everyone's going to have their argument, but Twitter said, hey, guess what? We're not a media company. We're not journalists. We are information aggregators, and we're choosing not to aggregate that information. And that's what they did.
The new ban will try to eliminate people from buying political reach on the platform. CEO and co-founder Jack Dorsey tweeted his thoughts, putting it into effect November 22nd. Tima believes politicians will still find their ways to get their message out to the public.
Veteran homelessness within the United States added up to approximately 40,000 people as of 2017. Those coming home from long-distance conflicts have had a difficult time adjusting to the life and culture they help protect. Reporter Shane Thomas investigates the impact colleges like UNO have on the academic experiences of armed service veterans.
I was actually in the Marines when it happened. I was in the barracks, and my buddy called from Nebraska. I was stationed in California, and called me and told me, hey, turn on the news. And I went to the duty hut, and there was 40 Marines in there and hooting and hollering.
As one of 3 million U.S. veterans having served in the Middle East since 2001, former Marine and UNO student Jesse Schutz now sees everyday life through a new viewpoint.
It's totally different from military life. It's very structured. It's very to a point. Everything you do is pretty much black and white. And when you get back to the civilian world, it's a lot of white noise, a lot of mixed signals and communication.
Following years of work experience, Schutz made the final decision to go back to school with help from co-interim director Kirsten Amoto and the Military Service Office. Amoto noted the dedication and assistance the office offers to help steer veterans towards their career goals.
No matter what, we're there to help them through the finish line. One of the best things about our office is we are there from the second that their application comes into UNO, and we will be one of the last ones to tell them thank you as they're walking across the stage at graduation.
Amongst the constant struggles of adjusting to civilian life, this distinct group of students know they can rely on one thing to steer them towards their goals: companionship. Graduating in December with a PR and advertising degree, Schutz encourages fellow veteran students to seek success and to send a personal message.
Take it one day at a time, and remember this: it's not perfection, it's progress. It's not the prize, it's the process.
For the Omaha News, I'm Shane Thomas.
The Student Veteran Organization in the Military Service Office strives to empower veterans on UNO's campus, and for Schutz, it gave him a second chance.
A unique neighborhood rivalry in Millard is gobbling up national attention. Inflatable turkeys have taken over the yards in the daily lives of the Friskop and Vacas families, from one turkey at each household for 4 years ago to 50 counting today. Since November 1st, the neighbors have been buying as many turkeys as possible, ranging from $25 to $100. They have depleted the product from most Omaha stores. From shopping online to recruiting out of town relatives for more, the neighbors mean business. However, Amanda Friskop emphasizes that the families are actually friends.
There's no prize in the end. It's bragging rights, I guess. But yeah, it's turned into a friendly war. I mean, we're friends, but we yell back across the street, "What's the count now?" or "How many more do you have hidden?" So we do like each other.
The battle will last until Thanksgiving or until they run out of electricity.
Coming up, gamers band together and pick up their controllers for a good cause.
Next, we go for a hike in the heart of Northwest Omaha, where a man protects the wildlife and tells his story.
Keep watching. We'll be right back.
There's a unique educational experience right here in Omaha. With access to top-rated programs, in-demand degrees, and a worldwide community of graduates, UNO prepares students for life, wherever it may lead. From Omaha to Italy to Uganda to Japan, Mavericks are working in communities around the globe. So where will a degree from UNO take you? UNO, access to exceptional, access to the world. Learn more at unomaha.edu.
Benson, where creativity is our culture. Benson's lively atmosphere offers a unique experience. Come enjoy great live music, enjoy a variety of bars, get amazing food from local restaurants, and shop at local businesses. Whatever you do, you won't be disappointed with your experience. Learn more at experiencebenson.com.
Hello, my name is David Sutera, and I'm a new faculty member here at UNO. This spring, I'll be teaching JMC 1050 Film History and Appreciation Tuesday nights from 6 to 9:30 p.m. This class is a journey to the different possible worlds of film, bub. You will learn about film history and important milestones in cinematography, sound, editing, screenwriting, genre, and so much more. It'll be an offer you can't refuse. Capisce, paisan? Each class, you'll watch film clips and feature-length films and the stuff that dreams are made of. So come on down and sign up for JMC 1050 Film History and Appreciation on Tuesday nights from 6 to 9:30 p.m., where it will be showtime.
This is the Omaha News.
Located on 120th and Maple Streets, you'll find a small area of woods secluded from the busy roads of Omaha. Reporter Ben Helwig reveals one of Omaha's unknown gems and the man who wants to share it with the community.
A self-described simple man from Ohio, Sam Bennett, simply put, loves his job. Whether it be giving tours of nature or making a new best friend.
All of a sudden I feel this little hand take my hand, you know. And I looked down and this little boy, and he looked up at his mom and he says, "Hey Mom, look, I have a new best friend." And that really just tickled. That made my day.
Sam is president of Heron Haven, a nonprofit wetland conservation that ironically first started as a bar. Despite claiming over 160 species of bird and an array of critters, Heron Haven is located in the heart of suburban Omaha. However, according to Sam, the oasis of nature allows visitors to break free from the hustle and bustle.
Even though you're in the center of the biggest city in the state of Nebraska, you get out there and you kind of get lost. You can hear traffic from Maple Road, but after a few minutes, that just kind of disappears.
Heron Haven keeps its trails open daily, allowing visitors to stop by at their leisure, whether they're taking pictures of the scenery or enjoying a nice brisk walk. And regardless of your activity of choice, Sam is more than happy to open up the center, make you a pot of coffee, and show you the ins and outs of a place that continually puts him at ease.
I think when I'm out back here, I'm just calmer. It's just a serenity.
For the Omaha News, I'm Ben Helwig.
Sam has been involved with Heron Haven for 12 years and served as president since 2016. He initially got involved because he loved birdwatching and photography.
Burger King received praise this summer for creating the meatless Impossible Whopper. Now it appears that it's not so meatless after all. Vegan Philip Williams sued the fast food chain for not disclosing that the plant-based burgers are cooked on the same grills as beef products. Williams says that the 0% meat advertisement was deceptive and Burger King failed to provide the proper signage for vegetarian and vegan customers. He says that these customers would not buy the product if they knew how it was grilled. Burger King declined to comment on the lawsuit.
The Nebraska Trailblazers held the annual Pie Walk at the Countryside Community Church, where participants walk for personal fitness and a slice of pie. The Pie Walk is a 30-year tradition of the Nebraska Trailblazers. Participants like Annie and Sheila serve different kinds of pies to other walkers after enjoying the stroll outdoors. Vice President of the Nebraska Trailblazers, Gene Miller, says when there's enough pie left over, they bring it to New Visions, a homeless men's shelter.
The idea that we have is we can get together as community to benefit ourselves by walking and getting together, but it's nice to look outside of ourselves. We are so blessed as a community of walkers. We'd like to share those blessings with others.
The Nebraska Trailblazers chartered from the American Volksport Association in June of 1979. Volksporting is a non-competitive personal fitness activity, like walking, done with other people.
Gamers in Omaha came together to raise money to give, in video game terms, an extra life to sick or injured children. Reporter Elle Love is live at our table with the story.
Gaming and fundraising. An Omaha Guild brought the two together in their weekend-long event known as Extra Life. Extra Life is a grassroots organization founded in 2008 to help raise funds for sick and injured kids through gaming tournaments. Extra Life Omaha Guild President Tony Pileggi said, Extra Life began in 2008 honoring Victoria Edmond, who passed away from her battle with leukemia.
It's grown to be a very large program, but it all started because of this little girl who really enjoyed games and used them as an escape and wanted other kids to be able to play games when they're going through these problems at Children's Miracle Network hospitals around the country.
Today, the local Omaha Guild raised $4,500 on the first day of this weekend event. Owner of Board Game Wagon, Matthew Bach, brought 1,700 titles of board games to the event. He says it's always a tradition for gamers to come together and play.
I'm going to do this anyway, so having an event where we're already gaming and now you make it a fundraiser for something, especially for like children's hospitals. It's like, well, yeah, I'm going to definitely help with that.
Extra Life Gaming volunteer Cindy Felix raised nearly $30,000 in 5 years to local children's hospitals in Omaha and Virginia. She says you don't have to be a gamer to participate in Extra Life since it's open for everyone.
We all tell people, hey, don't just leave it up to your child. You can go and take that to your workplace. You can tell people about it. You can tell them what the cause is for, and you can get involved, and you can get them involved.
Since 2008, Extra Life has raised more than $50 million for children's hospitals across America. Victoria's legacy will live on. Matt, Jay, back to you.
Thanks, Elle. Coming up, we head over to Omaha Sports to check in on men's and women's basketball.
Next, the men's soccer team traveled to Denver to compete in the Summit League tournament. We take an in-depth look at the wrap-up.
All this and more on the Omaha News.
I love the most about the Newman Center is just the community we have here.
The community here is just very friendly and very encouraging.
I feel welcome when I walk through the doors.
Here at the Newman Center, I just easily found my identity.
Well, we've got these really cool events every Thursday, my dude. There's always something happening at the Newman Center.
If you're into music, you can find people who are doing music. If you're into gaming, there's a lot of people who do gaming here.
As a Catholic, what else, just having, the gift of the Mass.
As a college student has just been really helpful because we've got study rooms set aside.
It feels just like walking through my own front door.
If you just want to have a good conversation, this is a place where you know that's always happening. Come to the Newman Center.
I would say to anybody, we want you here. And there are so many things that go on here. I think people would find a lot of fun and just their own life enriched by meeting new friends.
Your mood and stress level directly impact your ability to function in school. So if you're struggling, this is the sign you needed to reach out. Students Overcoming Stress is an on-campus support group that offers a confidential, safe space to discuss self-care, mental health, time management skills, and more. Students Overcoming Stress meets every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. in room 224 in the Milo Bale Student Center. For more information, call 402-554-2409.
Explore the historic Blackstone district in Omaha, Nebraska. With over a dozen restaurants, bars, and social settings, you can experience everything the iconic district has to offer. Eat, drink, socialize, and enjoy the day or night here in Blackstone.
I wish I had someone to help me with my research paper.
The UNO Writing Center. It's a place where you can meet with a trained writing consultant to work on course papers, resumes, cover letters, theses, and dissertations. The UNO Writing Centers are located at Arts and Science 150, Chris Library, and Memo Hall 131.
That sounds great. I'll head there now.
Welcome back to this week's edition of Omaha Sports. I'm your host, Phil Lemon. The men's basketball team started their season earlier this month, playing their first away game at Wichita State, where they lost 54-68. They then returned to Baxter Arena to host Midland and Bethune-Cookman, winning both contests. Their last matchup was in Fort Collins against Colorado State last week. The Rams defeated the Mavs 80-65. The Mavs just lost to Dayton yesterday. The final score was 93-68. The Mavs will head to Washington State tomorrow to face the Cougars. Omaha's next home game is Monday at 7 p.m. against Southern University. The men's team currently sits with a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. The women's basketball team started off their season against Creighton and Kansas State, losing both of those games. Most recently, they beat Peru State at home earlier this month and then lost to the Kansas Jayhawks down in Lawrence. The ladies defeated Morgan State at Baxter Arena on Sunday 70-64. Their next matchup is away against Northern Kentucky. They will return to Baxter Arena December 4th to host Kansas City. Omaha currently has a record of 2 wins and 3 losses. The Omaha men's soccer team wrapped up their season in the conference championship match, falling 1-0 to an all-too-familiar foe. Reporter Owen Godberson traveled west and was on site for the Mavericks' run in the 2019 Summit League Championships in Denver.
For the past 4 years, Omaha and Denver have met in the final of the Summit League tournament. Neither program has won the conference title at each other's home ground, leaving Omaha already at the disadvantage. They came off a thrilling semifinal victory, capped off by senior defender Pep Mateo's golden goal in overtime to give Omaha the 3-2 win. Mateo left no time to bask in the glory, as the Barcelona native was already looking towards the final.
Battle to do a good fight on Saturday and to win the championship, because if we don't do it, this goal won't serve of anything.
Matches between the Pioneers and the Mavericks tend to be evenly matched, and following the tough 1-0 loss, Coach Bob Warming noted how the game got to be a bit more physical than the Mavericks had anticipated.
If you look at the first 15, 18 minutes of the game, it looked like we were going to have a lot of the game. It didn't seem that things were really equitable.
Omaha had plenty of possession in the final hour of the match, but were unable to break through the disciplined Denver defense. While the Mavericks walked away empty-handed, Coach Warming feels the team will benefit from the tight-knit community the seniors helped to cultivate in the latter stages of the campaign.
They want their legacy to be that the team starts off this close every year.
Omaha seniors Seth Rinderneck and Marcos Batista finished alongside Mateo on the Summit League All-Tournament team to close out their collegiate careers. For the Omaha News, I'm Owen Godberson.
The Mavericks will return 7 of their starters from Saturday's championship match and will lose both starting center backs and 2 starting midfielders in the offseason. The Omaha volleyball team lost in 3 straight sets to the Denver Pioneers last weekend in Colorado. It was senior night for Denver in their final home game of the season before they host the league tournament as the 2 seed. Omaha, the 4 seed for the tournament, dropped an extremely close first set and ultimately lost the match, but the crowd saw an appearance from the Maverick Maniacs. President of the Maniacs, Tanner Walker, said it was no question he'd make the trip.
come with a great group of people, and so the community revolving around that and atmosphere of Omaha sports really drove me out here to come support on my Mavs.
The Mavericks would pick up a sweep against South Dakota State following their loss to Denver to end the regular season. Omaha takes on North Dakota State this Friday at 4 o'clock in the first round of the Summit League tournament and face top-seeded South Dakota if they beat the Bison. That's all we have for Maverick Athletics this week. Jay, Matt, back to you. Thanks, Phil. Coming up, we'll take a look at this week's weather with Ben Helwig.
Next, a local line dancing group gets footloose, bringing a strong sense of community to hotspots throughout eastern Nebraska.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
For years, the Old Market has been a popular attraction. With its vintage atmosphere and rich history, it's a great way to spend an evening. It has niche restaurants where you can grab dinner, and unique stores you can shop at, making it an exciting place to explore. So come on down and check out the Old Market, located between 10th and 13th Streets and Farnham and Jackson Streets.
There is a spark inside every one of us that seeks to create and express ourselves. A spark that burns with the desire to capture our imagination into reality. And there is a place where that spark can grow. 13th Floor Magazine. We are not just for writers. Join us and share your passion with the world.
Coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Faded press to a full.
Showers tonight are expected to lead to clear skies later this week. Ben Helwig is live in the studio to give us the 5-day forecast. Ben?
Thanks, Matt. Well, it looks like some precipitation in the forecast later tonight and what otherwise should be a pleasant weekend. As for right now, though, it's currently 61 degrees. That's right, 61 in mid-November in Nebraska. Cloud cover moving into the area as well, with rain expected to come in around 5 o'clock or so, with showers building as the night goes on. Look for the heavier rain to start around 7 or 8 tonight. As far as the overnight is concerned, the rain will continue into the early stages of tomorrow morning, and with that brings some cooler temperatures. Should drop to 54 by midnight and as cool as mid-40s by early tomorrow morning. But again, not the most unbearable conditions considering it's sometimes snowing this time of year. Now looking ahead to the 5-day forecast for the week ahead. Tomorrow considerably cooler thanks to the showers of tonight. Looking to be around 40 degrees with a low of 22. Wind blowing upwards of 20 miles per hour. Could make it more of a winter feeling than compared to today's spring feel. Friday, the temps will dip below 40, but the wind will drop off considerably, making it a lot more comfortable. Saturday warms back up a bit as the sun should peak out for most of the day, high of 47 degrees. Sunday continues that trend with a high of 52, more sunshine expected. Looks to be a beautiful weekend if you need to. You can get out, rake the leaves, or hang some Christmas lights, or what have you. Should be a nice weekend to be outside. As for next week, Monday should be warm again, but less sun with a high of 53. Chance of some precipitation Monday night, but the warm temps should keep that as rain and not snow. Now as we take a look at our weather map, as we mentioned, kind of mid-60s, lower 60s, just about everywhere in the Omaha metro area. You can see 61 right here in Omaha right now. As you get to the more western side, up in Washington, Bennington there, Waterloo, upper 60s, upper mid-60s. But that rain that should be coming in about an hour, 2 hours or so, will make everything cool down a little bit considerably. So all things considered, it'll be warm this weekend, but a chance of rain into tomorrow night. So that'll do it for the weather. Matt, Jay, back to you.
Thanks, Ben. Staying active in the winter months can be tough, but one Omaha group provides a way to move to the beat while hitting all the right notes. The River City Shakers is a group out of Omaha that teaches line dancing to anyone wanting to learn the steps and meet some friends along the way. Since 2013, the Shakers have traveled around the city and state in order to connect with the community. Members of the Shakers find a connection with line dancing because of the joy it brings, including group president Alicia Horton.
Dancing is one of those emotions that just makes you happy. So, plus your brain is stimulated when you're trying to learn a new dance. So that kind of keeps you, motivated and wanting to learn more.
All ages are welcome to attend instructionals put on by the Shakers and are invited to join as members along the way. According to Horton, the first lesson is tough, but once you learn the core steps, the dances get easier and easier each time.
The busiest time of year for retailers is close, and local businesses are preparing for the increased workload. The Bookworm is an independently owned bookstore in Omaha. Just like big box stores, the fourth quarter can make have focused on decreasing retail numbers and the fact that 2019 has one less week between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Some stores during the stressful year, Black puts a...
We sit down and we all talk about how stressful it is and try to have a plan, but anytime you're dealing with the public, you can have a plan, but it all can go down the tubes really fast.
Says she and her employees focus on the fact that the busy period only lasts for a short amount of time and that they won't have to maintain the crazy pace for very long.
A convicted murderer who was pronounced dead and was brought back to life is claiming that his life sentence in prison is technically over. Benjamin Schreiber said he has been in prison for 23 years. Doctors had to restart the 66-year-old prisoner's heart 5 times when he collapsed in his cell in 2015. Upon recovery, Schreiber filed a legal appeal saying that since he was medically dead, he had technically served his life sentence. The investigation is still in development, but an Iowa Court of Appeals has ruled that Schreiber will remain behind bars until it is determined that he is dead for good.
That's all we have for today. Join us next week for more exciting stories in your community.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News, or find us on our website for even more news and stories at unomahanews.com.
From all of us here at UNO Television, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Support for this program is provided by Sequent Planning, an SEC-registered investment advisor, helping people make informed retirement income decisions. Additional information is available at sequentomaha.com.
What I feel coming to UNO is a sense of community, feeling like I had a home, and so I chose UNO because of that. To me, access to exceptional is having a cheerleader in your life. And anybody who has stepped foot in UNO knows that somebody cares about you. School isn't just getting a GPA. To go above and beyond that is what's going to make you an exceptional applicant to a job or a graduate program.
Dundee, home to Warren Buffett. It's located west of Midtown Omaha, Nebraska. It's a place in Omaha where neighbors can work, eat, relax, and live it up, all within a few blocks. Come visit the neighborhood and see what Dundee has to offer.
Hi, my name is Marlena Davidson, and I'm a faculty member in the School of Communication here at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Many of you might be asking yourself, how does an online public speaking class work? Well, technology has made it possible to craft an online course following the same objectives that we have in our face-to-face class. In the online class, there are videos, quizzes, assignments, and exams, even discussion forums that speak to the core concepts of public speaking. Students record their online speeches in front of their peers, and then they receive feedback. Now, our hope is that students will reduce their anxiety, develop a strong speaking voice, and use dynamic gestures. Hope to see you online.